Ladies and gentlemen, I honestly didn't think I'd be doing another story out of Chicago or about Chicago this week. But we have another story, and this violence is a little bit different. And here is a clear example of when I use the terminology hashtag babies for benefits. Babies for benefits. A lot of times people ask me, what do I mean by that? What I mean is that there are too many parents out there who produce children for the sole reason of gaining something from those children, from those births, whether that be food stamps, Section 8, housing, car vouchers, child support, or getting extra on your taxes, maybe for attention, to keep a man. Or maybe some of you guys have heard women say this, because those children will love them unconditionally. However you want to say it, that is what I refer to as babies for benefits. You're using the children as opposed to giving the children and being there for them and giving everything that it is that they need, as opposed to you taking what it is that you need. Okay. The individual that you see on my screen, this young man has done something very heinous to her own son. Oh, excuse me. This young woman, my bad. This young woman has done something heinous to her own son. So let me tell you guys this story. This individual's name that I thought was a man. This is a woman. Her name is Fallon C. Harris. Gender feminine. Look at, they actually wrote feminine on there. Gender feminine or female. She was born December 10th of 1983. So she was born the year I was born. That's incredibly, wow. That's incredibly sad. 37 years old, about to be 38 in December. She is currently in custody. So let me tell you why she's in custody. Fallon Harris's family worried about her mental health. This is going to be a topic that I think might set some people off, but I'm going to warn you guys. I'm going to say some things that are not going to sit well with your sensibilities, okay? Don't take offense to what I say. Please remember that we're here for the children, okay? The family was worried about her mental health and had encouraged her to get treatment. Advice the longtime city worker finally heeded Friday, meeting with a therapist for the first time. But just a day later, her family learned the true depths of her despair. Harris now stands accused of killing her cherished 12-year-old son inside their South Chicago home. That beautiful baby boy right there. And I'm going to read how they describe this. This is why I don't like the media sometimes. They describe this boy as her, quote unquote, cherished son. You're going to see why I don't believe that this was her cherished son. She didn't love this boy. She never loved this boy. She hated this boy. And she only used this 12-year-old boy. Let me explain. Kaden Ingram, 12 years old, this baby boy that you see on my screen, died from multiple gunshot wounds to the head. I know most of you thought that Chicago, you're probably thinking, well, this was probably a drive-by shooting, or this was probably some gang violence or something like that, right? Y'all thought it was Labor Day weekend and this is going to be the result of another violent gang altercation. This little boy was killed by a stray bullet. No, it was nothing like that. Matter of fact, you guys might actually poop your pants when you find out what this boy was shot over. Huh? Kaden Ingram, 12 years old, died from multiple gunshot wounds to the head. But you know how they say that it's the white man that we should fear? But who is it that's really doing all the killing here? Y'all remember that from the Tupac lyrics? Who was really this boy's worst enemy? They always make it seem like it's somebody who doesn't look like him, that doesn't come from his community, this so-called whole white boogeyman that he should be worried about. He should be worried about the police, right? That's who he should be worried about. We don't know what was going on to transpire, said Lavelle Ingram, her estranged husband and the boy's father, who is right here. I have something to say about him as well. We were told to get her help. I guess it finally reached its boiling point. Though separated, Ingram said he and Harris remained close for their children's sake. She loved Kaden more than anything in the world. This is his words. I'm not making this up. The biological father said about the woman who shot his son in the head twice, multiple times. He said about his ex-wife, she loved her son more than anything in the world, on planet Earth. I'm losing a young god. I'm losing a young genius, he said of his son, who loved professional wrestling, anime, video games, and history. I'm losing everything I had in this world. Everything. Fallon Harris now faces a single count of first-degree murder in his killing at the home of the 8,000 block of South Bennett Avenue, according to officials. The 37-year-old was denied bail at her initial court appearance on Sunday. And I'm glad to hear that. During the hearing, Cook County Assistant State's Attorney Eugene Wood explained that Harris's violent outburst began around 10:15 a.m. Saturday when she pressed Kaden about the whereabouts of a digital memory card she had removed from her vehicle the previous night. Some of you guys have been around long enough to know what a memory card is, a digital memory card. I'm not sure if they specified or not, but I'm going to assume that they're probably talking about an SD card, probably one similar that goes into a cell phone. Because they didn't say thumb drive, so I'm assuming most people usually don't deal with camera memory cards. They usually deal with the memory cards that are adaptable that go in cell phones and cameras. So process of elimination, as I said, it was probably a micro SD card, something similar to this. She pressed her own 12-year-old son about the whereabouts of a digital memory card she had removed from her vehicle the previous night. I want you guys in the chat to do me a favor. I want you guys to type this question. She said she loved her son, or excuse me, the biological father said that this woman loved her son more than anything in this world. I want you guys to type, what was Kaden, Kaden, what was his life worth? What was this little boy's life worth? That's the question I want y'all to type. What was this little boy's life worth? While I tell y'all the rest of the story. Actually, I'm going to move this up into the corner. I'm going to leave this right there. How about that? After her son was unable to produce the memory card when his mother demanded it at gunpoint, she shot him. She demanded her memory card. He couldn't produce it. She shot him. But I'm going to warn you guys, it's about to get even worse. A surveillance video camera inside the home captured audio of the first confrontation and gunshot. So they have evidence. I'm not going to play that. I'm not going to play it on the show. Don't even ask. I'm not going to do it. The second shot, which caused Kaden to collapse on the floor, was clearly captured on video. After the first time she shot him a second time because he wasn't dead, because he couldn't produce a memory card. Fallon Harris later admitted to two family members that she had shot her son because he wouldn't return the memory card, Wood said. Here's the truth. She didn't know where her damn memory card was. And I'm going to talk about these memory cards because I used to work in the cell phone industry and I've sold hundreds of them. We'll get back to that here in a moment. In turn, they both called police and Ingram, who met officers at the home. When she answered the door, Fallon Harris confessed to officers and led them to a silver revolver, according to Wood, who said she had a concealed carry license and she owned 2 guns. While they're claiming that she had mental health issues for a long period of time. Let me say that again. Everybody knew that she had a license to get a gun. Everybody also knew that she had long-standing mental health issues, and nobody said that she shouldn't have a gun. Nobody protested about that. Okay? And that I'm putting on the family members. Let's keep going. Kaden was taken to the University of Chicago Medical Center, where he was pronounced dead. Clearly, he was not going to survive that. He died from multiple gunshot wounds to the head. Several hours after the shooting, officers filed in and out of the brick house, some carrying bags of evidence. Tearful relatives later arrived, hugging each other across the street from the scene, but they declined to speak with the reporter. Wood directly acknowledged Fallon Harris's, the mother's, mental state, noting family members reported she had been displaying paranoid behavior and complaining that people were out to get her. Harris was disruptive and combative early in the hearing and later broke down and appeared to cry when she was given an opportunity to speak. She said, "Can I talk to my mama?" That's what a grown-ass woman said. "Can I talk to my mama?" Harris's court-appointed attorney, because of course she's broke and couldn't afford private counsel, or the family didn't give a crap about her and didn't get her a private attorney. So she has a court-appointed attorney, described her client as a lifelong Cook County resident who has worked as a city laborer for some time now. This part is going to probably freak y'all out. Prepare for this. City records show that she's employed by the Chicago Department of Transportation. Do y'all know how much she was getting paid per hour? I'm going to give y'all a moment. I want y'all to put in some figures. We're live right now, so if y'all would, please do me a favor. Click that thumbs up. Help share this stream. I want more people to know about these stories that we're talking about. I want y'all to take a guess as to how much that they were paying her per hour. Anybody want to take a guess? City worker. $12 an hour? Maybe $15 an hour? 17? 18? Maybe $20 an hour. Are you done guessing? Well, according to Chicago.suntimes.com, this individual was making $45.90 an hour. And she couldn't afford a private attorney. $45.90 an hour. Let me tell y'all a little bit of truth. I will tell y'all a little bit about my personal life. I honestly thought I was balling out of control when I was making $20 an hour. Huh? I thought when they were paying me $20 an hour, I thought I was doing the damn thing. That means this woman was getting paid more than double what I was getting per hour. More than double per hour. Let's keep going. It had to get a public defender, a public pretender. The judge by the name of Marubio, ultimately ordered Harris to be held without bond as Wood had requested. Marubio also signed a health care order allowing Harris to be evaluated, and her next court date was set for Monday. Meanwhile, Ingram said he fears his estranged wife has grown detached from reality. I don't even think she understands what happened. That's bullcrap. You understand $45.90 an hour? You understand where you was wanting to try to find your memory card? Oh, you understand what you did. Yes, you did. Don't make excuses for her. Don't blame this on mental health. No, no, no. Because she was allowed to keep custody of a kid. She was allowed to get a gun license. She was allowed to work a job. She was allowed to potentially put other people at risk by working that job. Huh? You're allowed to be a parent, but you're saying now, don't treat her so harshly in court because she not knoweth what she do. Please spare her because she not knoweth what she do. Really? Let me show you guys the news video. Matter of fact, speaking about these SD cards, first of all, I don't really know what was on that memory card, but I'm going to tell you guys. I wish I had one in front of me. I don't think I have. Well, look, I'll just show you like a flash drive. Y'all know how big a memory card is. This is a flash drive. A memory card is like less than an eighth of this size of a thumb drive. Do y'all know how easy it is to lose these memory cards? For them to slip out of your hand, to slip through a crack, to fall in your car, lose it in the house, lose it at work. You're making $45 an hour. They are extremely easy to lose. Why would you blame it on your son? What was on that memory card? And why did you feel the need to grab your gun? If you loved your son more than anything in this world and you do this type of act, then I would have to believe that I would have to judge it based on what the mother's actions were, that she loved this memory card more than anything in this universe, and loved that memory card more than her son, loved that memory card more than her husband, loved that memory card than her making $45.90 an hour. Right? That's what I would have to believe if you want me to believe that she loved her son more than anything on this earth, but yet she could take a gun and shoot her son in the head multiple times and kill him because she couldn't find her own memory card. Let me give you guys the fair usage, and I want to know what you guys' thoughts are about this, all right? Let's get it. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use. It is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107. This woman better have had some high-tech military secrets on this goddamn SD card Something's got to make sense for her to do that to her son. That's just stupid. That's a level of dumb I have never heard of. But let's get it.
Also developing tonight, another child shot in Chicago. This time, a 12-year-old boy is dead. CBS 2's Stephen Graves is live at Chicago Police Headquarters. Stephen, a woman is in custody.
Jim, that's right. Just tragic here. And right now, officers are inferring that that woman in some way is related to this little boy. Now, that shooting happened in South Chicago near 80th and Bennett. We tried to learn more about the shooting, but family outside of a home respectfully asked our crews to leave. What we do know is that that 12-year-old boy was shot in the head. Someone called 911 around 10 in the morning. Officers arrested a 36-year-old woman. Right now, we are working to learn just exactly how she is related to the boy. Now, he is one of 5 kids shot this weekend in Chicago. Friday night around 10:30, 2 kids were hit in Austin. A 12 and 13-year-old were standing on a porch near Augusta and Menard. Someone in a silver SUV pulled.
Okay, let's skip that.
Chicago police, they are preparing for another warm weekend, releasing some plans to hopefully stop violence. It comes on the heels of an incredibly violent Labor Day weekend that left many kids hurt and 1 killed.
Let's go to Dane Placco live with details of the plan for this weekend. Dane.
Yeah, we're in the River North neighborhood, which has been the focus of a police crackdown recently after several high-profile attacks. And now the city's top cop says the department is adopting a new strategy to shift resources and the focus on gangs, which he says are at the root of many of the carjackings, shootings, robberies that are plaguing the city. Superintendent David Brown today announcing he's redeploying a large number of the department's community safety team to specific trouble spots.
Tonight, as the mother sits behind bars, her family speaking out about mental illness, saying that topic should be front and center in this tragedy.
Kaden Ingram was only 12 years old.
He was the joy of my life. You know, he was everything that a father could ever want in a child.
The 7th grader shot and killed on Saturday morning inside of his home on the city's south side. Police say the shooter was his own mom. Fallon Harris now facing murder charges.
It's a hurting feeling. It's indescribable.
Kaden's dad got the call just a short time after investigators say Harris opened fire inside of the home in the 8000 block of South Bennett Avenue. The shots fired after investigators say she asked her son to hand over a memory card. When he didn't have it, detectives say she shot him.
Let me rewind this. She searched for the memory card and realized that her son didn't have it. They said he could not produce it. Why would your son have your memory card? Think about that also. Thank you. Somebody said I have too many questions. I do too. Why would he have your memory card? Why would you accuse him? Why was it so important? As a matter of fact, how much do y'all think that this memory card was actually worth? So you mean to tell me her son's life wasn't worth but like a $50 memory card? Maybe it would probably cost even less than that. He couldn't produce it. She searched him and couldn't find it.
Opened fire inside of the home in the 8000 block of South Bennett Avenue.
That's not mental health. That's criminal. There's a difference. That's not mental health. That's criminal. That's hateful. That's disgusting. And it needs to be punished.
Shots fired after investigators say she asked her son to hand over a memory card. When he didn't have it, detectives say she shot him.
See how they said that he didn't have it? He didn't have it.
The shots fired after investigators say she asked her son to hand over a memory card. When he didn't have it, detectives say she shot him. The child was still conscious, but that's when investigators say Harris.
Now that's the part that bothers me. So she realized that he didn't have it. Y'all catch that? If she had a mental illness, why was she allowed to carry a concealed weapon? Thank you. That's my point. Thank you, Sherry Berry. If they're going to claim mental illness, then how do you allow her to be a law-abiding citizen that carries a license to carry a weapon? That makes no sense at all. And I want y'all to remember, they're trying to say, oh, she's always had mental health issues. So that means to the family and to the husband, y'all allowed this to continue and to fester, and you didn't do anything. She should have never have had custody, and she should have never have had a gun legally or illegally.
The shots fired after investigators say she asked her son to hand over a memory card. When he didn't have it, detectives say she shot him.
And here's the worst part. After she shot him, listen to this.
The child was still conscious, but
he was still alive. This baby boy was still alive. He was still alive. He survived the gunshot to the head. And what did she do after she realized that he was still living? Keep in mind, they're probably going to press first-degree murder on her, and I think it's appropriate because she shot him once, he went to the ground, and she realized, oh, he's still talking, oh, he's still breathing. He still has breath in his body. He's still alive. He ain't dead yet. And what did mom decide to do? Please finish the story and tell us what the mom did after he was on the ground, realized he was still alive. What did she do?
the child was still conscious, but that's when investigators say Harris walked back again and opened fire a second time. The child was still conscious, but that's when investigators say Harris walked back again and opened fire a second time. The child was still conscious, but that's when investigators say Harris walked back again and opened fire a second time.
And y'all mean to tell me that she loved this boy more than anything in this world, right? She loved him more than anything on planet Earth, right?
She shot him. The child was still conscious, but that's when investigators say Harris walked back again and opened fire a second time. Kaden died.
Because his mother is a loving mother. She loved him more than she loved anything in this world.
Family members say Harris was struggling mentally. They say she just saw a therapist the day before the shooting.
People need to know that mental illness.
So if she saw a therapist, and I'm going to address what the dad said. I don't like what he said at all. So I think that makes it even less of a defense that she's not crazy if she went to go see a shrink or a psychiatrist or whoever she saw. She went to go get help and still did it.
It's real.
Family members say Harris was struggling mentally. They say she just saw a therapist the day before the shooting.
People need to know that mental illness is real.
Right now, Harris is held without bond on the south side. I'm Alexis McAdams, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
Let me say this to the biological father, and I mean this with every bit of disrespect to this man. I'm sorry, but this dude seems like the epitome of a simp. How many of y'all agree with me? I know he's hurting right now, and I know he's not going to like this, especially once he hears what I have to say. But he's the epitome of a simp. This dude sounds pussy whipped. I don't know what kind of crack that woman put in her vagina that got this fool hooked like this, but I'm pretty sure that she probably left him rather than him leaving her, which is why he didn't fight to get custody of his kid. Yes, I said that. He didn't fight to get custody of his kid. And if you knew that she had ongoing mental issues, then that means you actually had all of the ammunition for you to go down to family court and get custody of your son. Right? Hello. And you didn't do it. You knew she had mental health issues, and you chose not to report it knowing that she had a gun license. Huh? Knowing that she had a weapon and knowing that that would put your son at risk. Because a person who is mentally unstable has a weapon in the home, and that is your child. How much did you love your son, sir? Do you think that if I know that there is a clear and present danger, shout out to the movie, that your child is in clear and present danger and you just ain't gonna do nothing about it? Huh? What do y'all think about that? If you know there is a clear and present danger and you do nothing, how can we feel sorry for you? How can we grieve? You know, what do they call that? Have any empathy for you? And the fact that this mother, and he said that she loves her son more than anything on this earth, is flat out ridiculous. Now you're making excuses for her, and now you're trying to get her off of a first-degree murder charge. And for me, that lets me know that you loved this woman more than she loved your son, and she didn't love you the same way. Simp. Those are simp activities. I have a question for you guys, and I don't want you to get triggered. So if you get triggered real easily, of course this is not the channel for you. Here's my question. I'm going to look directly into the camera, and I'm going to ask the people in the chat a very simple question. What if a man raped a woman not once, but twice? What if a man raped a woman twice? Would y'all believe that that man loved that woman? Very simple question, very easy question. If a man raped a woman not once, but twice, and somebody came on camera and said, no, that man loves that woman more than anything in this world, what would y'all think? If a family member came out and said, nope, that man loves that woman more than anything in this world, but he raped her not once but twice, what would y'all say? What would you think? Do you think he loves her? So let's take those feelings and those thoughts and let's apply it actually where it's appropriate and ask yourself, does this individual right here who want to have the sad face on right now, do y'all think that she loved her son when she not only shot her son in the head once, but she saw him shot, saw him bleeding, saw him crying, saw him begging, Mommy, no. He was still conscious, and she turned around and shot him again in the head twice to confirm that his life was going to be extinguished. But she loves him? How? Do we care about children? I don't know. I don't know if we do. Because if we can't take that same type of vitriol and apply it to this situation to get real justice for this boy, then I don't really know what the hell we're doing in Chicago, in the United States, or on planet Earth. This boy was stuck in this situation because his dad, his biological father, didn't have nuts or guts or enough wherewithal to go get custody of his son and get him out of a dangerous situation. And I'm gonna also point out something else. This boy actually could speak for himself. He couldn't defend himself against the tyranny of his mother, but he did have a voice. Let me explain what I mean. In most states in the United States of America, children can actually legally choose who they want to live with by the age of 12 years old. How many of you guys knew that? It's not all. It's not all. Because I know y'all gonna say that. But most children by the age of 12, right before they turn 13, can legally choose which parent they want to live with, as long as that parent has not terminated their parental rights, which is very important for you guys that think that it's a smart thing for you to terminate your parental rights. Grandparents have rights. Fathers have rights. It's up to you to stand up for your rights if you love these children the way that you say that you do. I want y'all to remember, if you are here, if you're listening to my channel, then you understand, well, why is DJ Just Jay saying all these inflammatory things? Because we're advocating for children first. Please get out of your feelings if you're worried about, oh, well, why is DJ disparaging this black woman? Why is DJ disparaging this black man? Why does DJ Just Jay hate himself? Does he not love his mama? Does he not love his black daughter? Huh? You gotta get out your feelings. Or the other one, I forgot the other one. DJ Just Jay must be on the low. He needs to come out the closet. Why they question him my sexuality, which has nothing to do with any of this at all. I'm looking at this baby boy's picture and I'm saying to myself, how could you look at a face like that? A face like that that's smiling at you, and your first thought is, screw him, I need my memory card. How can you look at an innocent face like that and say my memory card's life is more important than my own child's life? You could have bought another memory card. I probably got about 100 memory cards in my camera bag because I used to do photography. I could have just gave you a goddamn memory card. Whatever gigs you want. As long as you don't hurt children, if you need a memory card, if you feel like you're about to shoot your child in the head twice, I'll just give you a memory card. I will donate you a memory card. We can start instead of a GoFundMe account, we can start a memory card account if you guys want to donate to me in order to buy up some memory cards so that mothers or parents don't shoot their children over memory cards. It was never that important. Most people with a smidgen of common sense understands that it was never that important. That boy had a voice. Unfortunately, he was not able to defend himself against his mother's tyranny, and his father didn't step up to protect him or take custody of him. It's a sad situation all the way around. And again, we have another young prince who we will never know what he could have grown up to become. Kaden Ingram could have been the bright light. And y'all notice how they have all of that yellow behind him? He could have been the bright light that could have saved the city of Chicago. That boy could have grown up to become anything, and he could have saved Chicago. But how will we ever know? And we won't. Why? Because we're doing this to ourselves. Stop pointing the finger at everybody else until we start pointing the finger in the mirror. Young Kaden, young Prince, R.I.P. Thank those who listen with an open mind, and more importantly, with an open heart. Thank you. Guys, we have 2 more stories. Can I tell y'all 2 more stories real quick? Do y'all have time? If y'all could, how many thumbs up do we have? Do we have 600 thumbs up? Can we get to 600 thumbs up so I can share you guys my next couple of stories? I said share you guys my next couple of stories. It's okay, I'm country. I can say it like that. Share you guys my next couple of stories. Let me thank a couple of people as we take a brief pause. Let me see, which one do I want to talk about? I'm going to do... Ooh, I'm going to do this one because more of y'all sent me this story on 20-year-old Misagna Malcolm and 1-year-old Jordania. I think that's the baby's name. Let me see if I can get that picture up here. Let me see if y'all can see this. Having some chest pain. How many of you guys saw this story in your news feeds? A bunch of y'all sent me this. I think about 11 or 12 people emailed me this exact same story. A lot of people sent me this story. We got 461 thumbs up. Let me ask you guys real quick. Can we get the 600 thumbs up? And I will go ahead and start this next story, please. So everybody who's listening, just look down for a moment. I will continue the story. Please just click that thumbs up. Give these children their virtual hug. I feel like they deserve it. Share their story. Please click that thumbs up. And let me know when you did. Let me know when you do that thumbs up in the chat. Ladies and gentlemen, if you guys look at this picture, a lot of you guys, I think about maybe 11 or 12 people emailed me this story. So I want to say thank y'all so much for staying on top of these stories that are very, very important. The individual that you guys see on my screen is accused of doing something very heinous to a mother and daughter. Let me see if I can get their faces up on the screen. I want to see if I can get a solo shot of them. Let me see if I can find that. Right here. The mother's name is Misagna Malcolm, date of birth of 2001. So she's relatively young. Well, she's young to me. Maybe I'm just old. 2001. So that makes her about, what, 21, I guess, 20 years old. And her daughter, Jordania. Even though the name is a little, but it's a cute name. I do like this baby's name, Jordania. Born just last year in July. Beautiful baby girl. How did we get here? How does this mother and daughter end up dead? Let me do my best to try to explain, and let me forewarn you guys. This story is not going to sit well with your sensibilities, especially with my commentary. So if you cannot handle that, I understand if you need to exit. That is your official disclaimer. Here we go. Orange County deputies found a 20-year-old mother, or they said woman, but found a 20-year-old mother and her infant daughter dead inside a car Thursday in an Oak Ridge parking lot, Sheriff John Mina said on Friday. The bodies of Misagna Malcolm, the mother, and her 1-year-old daughter, Jordania, sat inside the vehicle for probably a couple of days. A couple of days. This is the second story this week that we have done over the last, maybe three days ago? Of a mother, no, actually a week ago, where a mother was found dead. She had been dead for 3 days in her apartment, and her infant baby was just dead laying on her chest trying to survive. Y'all remember that story? I don't understand how these women get so little love, so little attention between baby daddy, maybe side boyfriend, side piece, between mothers, grandparents, aunties, uncles, friends. How is there ever a day when somebody has children that are under 2 years old that somebody's not checking on them daily? Do they not give a crap about these women and these mothers? I thought they said that mothers matter. I thought that babies' lives matter. How do you go multiple days, nobody hears from you, and you don't think to check and call your loved ones, especially the mothers? Can we get some love for the moms in the chat, please? That's ridiculous. They said probably a couple of days. That means they don't even know. Let me say thank you, Kelly, with an O. Thank you, Kelly. Love the show. Keep up the good work. If you're listening, Kelly, thank you. Thank you very much. Showing some love. After a shooting on Tuesday that also involved Malcolm's boyfriend and a friend that was staying with them, Mina said at a news conference. Oh, Lord. Let me try to explain this. The mother was found shot to death inside a vehicle, and the police officer said it appears Jordania died next to her mother from extreme heat. So that means if somebody just found the mother, they would have found the baby and could have saved the baby. So the baby was stuck in a car and the baby didn't die from this man, or she technically did. She died from being stuck in a car and died from heat exhaustion. Isn't that something? These stories get crazier and crazier every single day. If somebody would have checked on the mom, maybe this wouldn't even have happened. If the mom were shot and killed by this man, if somebody would have been looking for the mom, knew where she was, maybe found her earlier, they would have found the baby. The baby died from extreme heat. This is a horribly tragic case that has shattered two families. This suspect allegedly left that baby to die in that car. It's pretty plain and simple. Detectives are searching for 21-year-old Dejon Griffiths. Dejon Dwayne Griffiths. That is I gotta mind my words. I can't say that word on YouTube. That is a stupid name. Dejon Dwayne Griffiths. Not Griffin, Griffiths. 21 years old. This boy is a damn dummy. They are searching for him, and he was staying with the family and is the suspected shooter. He was living with the family at 21 years old. Remember what I told y'all? These fools don't value themselves because they didn't have a father in their life, so they're not going to value other people, and this is how they treat people who take care of them. And I think she had a boyfriend on top of that. What kind of shit was going on here? I'm curious to know, what would piss this fool off so bad that he would want to murder the mom and then leave the baby for dead and cause the babies to die also? What do y'all think? I know the family's not going to like me speculating like this, but I'm going to tell y'all. Do you know what 21-year-old men are good for? Uh-oh, about to hurt some feelings with this one. "21 years old, young, muscular, young, dumb, and full of cum, right? What are 21-year-old males good for? I was 21 at one time. I know what I was good for. Very good for it, too. What are 21-year-old fools good for? I'm saying that something set him off. Either one of two things. Either they were ready for him to get the freak out of the house because he wasn't contributing nothing, wasn't paying no bills, and he ain't going nowhere in life. So they probably wanted him out of the house. That's my first theory. Or theory number two, he was either sleeping with her or wanted to sleep with her or tried to sleep with her and got turned down. Which is why he shot her, killed the kid, and also shot and killed her boyfriend. Those are the only two scenarios that make sense. Let's keep going. The police officer didn't identify Malcolm's boyfriend, the mother's boyfriend, who was also in his 20s and is Jordania's father, but said he was found at his apartment with 5 gunshot wounds. Okay. This is why I don't think it had much to do with him getting kicked out, and maybe the fact that she probably put something on this young fool that he wasn't ready for, and then she realized, oh, maybe I shouldn't have done that. Because she's young too. And a lot of these young women struggle with, most people won't talk about this, struggle with self-confidence. They struggle with self-confidence because they're always women. This is what women do. Women follow women. Women follow the lead of other women. Women are constantly competing with each other for looks and attention. So women always see other women and they're like, I want to be like her, or I want to be like her, and I want to live up to this level, and I want guys to grovel over me like they do these other women. And it hurts their emotions, it hurts their feelings when they don't get that level of attention. So a lot of times these chicks will take attention from anywhere that they can get it. Want me to give you a good example of that? Do y'all remember Stephen Curry's wife? I forget her name. But do y'all remember when she came out and embarrassed the shit out of that man and came out talking about, well, she wants to be one of those women that gets groveled over when she goes to the convenience store? Y'all remember that? I don't mind you being honest, but it's still stupid that she wanted attention that damn bad that she would discount and discredit her own husband. So I'm not going to put it past a woman for potentially stepping outside of her boyfriend who didn't live, her baby daddy actually, excuse me, who didn't live in the house with her, which means that he probably could have been seeing other chicks. And if she suspected him of sleeping with other chicks, then she could have probably been sleeping with other men. And if you have this fool who's around, then oh, he's probably good for it. It's just to sleep with real quick. A one-hitter quitter. Y'all see where I'm going with this? Young and dumb between the ages of 18 and 25 are usually doing a whole lot of fucking. That's the God honest truth. And don't act like this is not going on. If you don't like my freaking theory, then give me a theory that makes sense. Don't tell me that my theory is dumb and I'm being mean, I'm being insensitive, and I'm not being fair to the family. I don't want to hear that. I'm not gonna read those comments. Don't tell me what I don't know. Why don't you tell me what you think and what you know? What is your theory? That is my theory. Because what would make a man shoot a beautiful mother like this that was probably helping him? And you look at that beautiful baby Jordania. I don't care who that baby was by. That is a beautiful little girl. Let me see if I can get her face up on the screen. You can't. No human being, no animal on earth would ever look at that baby and not immediately fall in love with that beautiful baby girl. Nothing. Probably the sweetest baby ever. So there had to have been a lot of hate. There had to have been a lot of rage, a lot of hurt, a lot of discomfort in this little pea-brain boy's head. He ain't a man, he a boy. He a little boy. You can see it in his eyes. He's a dumb little boy. Yes? There was a lot of hate and rage in his heart. Matter of fact, the fact that he had to live with somebody else but got a hold of a weapon, that lets you know that this nigga ain't shit. Huh? Let me tell y'all this. Y'all might not like this. If you got a gun and don't have a job, a way to provide for yourself, then you ain't shit. Referring to him. You got a gun, but don't got a job. You got a gun, but don't have a job application. You got a gun, but don't have a business. You got a gun, but don't have a way to provide for yourself and wipe your own ass and shit and piss in your own toilet. Huh? I'm telling y'all, where there's smoke, there's usually fire. This fool shot her boyfriend 5 times. Why? Yes, the story is confusing, but I've given my scenario. Don't act like y'all haven't even heard of that type of thing happening before. Y'all have heard it happen before. I don't think this is far-fetched. I don't think it's far-fetched to say that this might have been a fucked up love triangle. I want y'all to keep in mind that the mother and her beautiful baby's father, that beautiful baby, the baby's father, they were not living together. Why would they not be living together if her daughter is less than 12? No, she's just over 12 months old because her birthday was in July. She's just barely over a year old, and y'all are not living together and raising that baby under one roof. Dudes that usually do that, and if they're wanted by a woman like that, if a woman wants that man like that to have a baby with him and call him a boyfriend, then that means that other women probably want him. And what is to stop this man from doing what it is that he wants to do if he don't live nowhere near her? Let's keep going. He was found with 5 gunshot wounds at his apartment about a mile from the parking lot on Lake Eleanor Drive. The man had been in and out of consciousness at the hospital since then, but told police that he couldn't find Malcolm and his daughter after the shooting. According to the police, the man told investigators that he was driving with Malcolm and the baby when Griffiths, who sat in the back seat, opened fire after an argument. Wow. The victim said he thought Malcolm was also shot, and Griffiths drove off with her and Jordania in the car, according to the police. Griffith faces an attempted murder charge for allegedly shooting Malcolm's boyfriend, and we pretty much feel like he did because this is all tied together, and is a suspect of the death and investigation of Malcolm and Jordania, according to the police. So they need to find him, and so far he's the only suspect that they have. I know I've said a lot. Let me give you guys the fair usage. Let me let you hear the news videos. Let's get it. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use. It is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107. Even if my scenario is not what happened, you still got to be careful who you help, because a lot of these people are unstable creatures. Hashtag, when you help thugs, you date death. Let's go.
I saw a van pull in that marked homicide team. My heart sank.
We start tonight with a Fox 35 exclusive. A grieving mother talking only to Fox 35 News after learning her 20-year-old daughter and 1-year-old granddaughter were both found dead in a car in Orange County. Police are now searching for this man who is still on the run tonight.
Fox 35's Danielle Lama joins us live right now with the story you'll see only on Fox 35 News. So Danielle, the mother just heartbroken.
Absolutely. And tonight she is anxiously waiting on news of an arrest. She says her daughter and her daughter's boyfriend were trying to help the man who's now wanted in this case.
We lose a child and a grandchild. Come on, she's a baby. She's a baby.
A young woman and her child found dead inside a car. Orange County deputies searching for this man tonight, Dejon Griffiths.
Griffiths is a person of interest in that crime, and we've already seen his propensity for violence.
The investigation began Tuesday morning when deputies found a man shot outside this apartment complex on Lake Heritage Circle. After he was rushed to the hospital, family members contacted police saying they had not heard from his girlfriend, Misagna Malcolm, and their 1-year-old Jordania.
I hope that the boyfriend survives, or I hope that if he's still conscious, that he goes ahead and tell the police what the real story is, if something ends up turning for the worst. But yeah, I hope he lives too.
Latoya Reed is Malcolm's mother.
I called and no answer to both phones.
After regaining consciousness, deputies say Malcolm's boyfriend told them he was shot by a friend who may have also shot Malcolm and driven away with her and their baby in the car. The mother and child were found dead Thursday in a parking lot. Investigators say Malcolm had been shot and Jordania may have died from sitting in the hot car.
This is the worst thing ever, and I hope he's caught.
Reed tells us that the couple had been trying to help Griffiths and that he moved in with them in August. She has a message for him.
May God have mercy upon your soul. Dejon Griffiths, may God have mercy on your soul.
Boy, she gonna put some voodoo on that fool.
If you lose a child and a grandchild, come on.
We begin with that breaking news out of Orange County. Right now, an all-out manhunt taking place for this man. Take a look at the screen right now. Deputies believe he may be connected to the shooting death of a young mother and a baby who died in a hot car.
The 20-year-old mother and her 1-year-old baby girl were found dead in a parking lot on Lake Eleanor Drive in Orange County yesterday. We brought you this story as breaking news last night.
And let me say this real quick. If excuse me, if you have young children, I don't think you should be helping anybody. I'm going to say it again. If you have young children, I don't think you should be helping anyone. Do y'all catch my drift? I think that mothers who have children should be getting help, not giving help. Especially in a situation like this. They should be getting help from the biological father or whomever wants to help her, but certainly not putting her baby's life at risk with some young, dumb punk that can't get his shit together. Unless he's an actual family member of theirs, they said he was a friend. Sorry. I'd leave him out on the street. Fend for yourself. You're 21 years old.
35's Holly Bristow joins us live tonight from the Sheriff's Department. So, Holly, explain what happened to the mom and the baby in this case.
Well, the story just keeps developing the more we dig into it. We just learned that investigators believe that the suspect shot not just the mother, but also her boyfriend early Tuesday morning, and that the baby was kind of a bystander in all of this, deputies believe. Take a look. Right now, investigators are looking for this man right here on your screen. He's 21 years old. His name is Dejon Griffiths. Investigators say he's considered armed and dangerous. Deputies say he tried to kill a man in his 20s early Tuesday morning on Lake Heritage Drive. The victim was found with 5 gunshot wounds and rushed to the hospital. He regained consciousness on Thursday and told investigators he thought his girlfriend had also been shot and that the suspect took off in the victim's car with the victim's girlfriend and baby. Fast forward to Thursday, deputies found the victim's car with his girlfriend and baby dead inside. The sheriff says Misagna Malcolm died from a gunshot wound, and he believes that their baby Jordania died from being left in a hot car.
It's disgusting. That is truly an evil.
Somebody in the chat said that he came from Jamaica and moved in August. You know how people say that they would give the shirt off their back? You know what my suggestion is? Don't. If you're a mother raising young kids, don't.
Person, and whoever did that is going to have to pay for those crimes. Obviously, Griffiths is a person of interest in that crime, and we've already seen his propensity for violence.
Right now, he is wanted on the attempted murder of that man who investigators say was shot several times on Tuesday. If you see 21-year-old Dejon Dwayne Griffiths, or you think you know where he is, you are asked to call deputies immediately. For now, reporting live at the Sheriff's Office, Holly Bristow, Fox 35 News.
AKA see something, say something. Josh took the words out of my mouth. Thank you. Hashtag if you see something, say something. Report him. He does not need to be in our society. He does not need to be in our country. Matter of fact, y'all can ship him back to Jamaica if you want, but don't let him come back to America. But as long as he's here, he needs to suffer the fullest extent to the law. But again, you'd have to ask, why did he go to that level of length to shoot and kill people that were helping him? Allegedly. If that's the case, why bite the hand that feeds you? Nothing about that makes sense. What he did was callous and it was cold, and he must not have a heart inside of his chest at all. It just must be some type of electrical signals, like some type of battery inside of his chest, because there's not a heart in there. For you to shoot and kill the mother, shoot and kill the boyfriend, and leave the baby to die in a hot car. That's rage. That's anger. What would cause that level of anger? It's usually sexual activity or sexual displacement, sexual frustration. It's usually something like that. I don't know that this had anything to, unless somebody wants to tell me it has something to do with drugs, and I'm not so sure that it did. I don't think that it did. I think this was something more personal. I don't think it was business at all. I think this was personal. Anything other than that, I don't know. Hopefully the boyfriend could actually give us the real story if he is able to survive, and I hope he gets to talking real quick. But for now, y'all be on the lookout for this dude who looks really weird, like he's getting ready to do some type of, I put a spell on you. I don't know why he looks like that. Like he's getting ready to do like a Harry, like one of them Harry Potter spells or something like that. Why he got his hand like that. That boy looks slow. That boy looks slow in the face. That little boy looked like he would lose a race to a turtle. Real slow. That boy looks slower than global warming. That boy looks slower than a bottle of frozen molasses. To the grandmother, if she knew the story, I'm sure she would tell us. But like I say, if she said that she called her daughter's phone and she didn't answer, it would have to let me think that she probably didn't call her daughter the day before or the day prior to that. But I'm just saying, as far as, and I'm not saying that she did anything wrong, but what I'm saying as far as us being parents or grandparents, make sure and reach out to your children. Call them, keep in touch. I talk to my mom and dad, or a combination of the two, daily. Daily. I'm always on the highway. They're always calling to make sure that I'm all right. Make sure I didn't fall asleep. Make sure I didn't have any car issues. All the time. And I'm a grown man. I'm a grown father. And my parents still call, make sure, hey, I just want to make sure you was all right, son. Saying we got to start caring about each other more. We got to do it more. We got to call more. We don't know if tomorrow is going to be promised to us. We got to call more. Text messaging is very easy. I want y'all to remember what it was like when there were only landlines. There was a point when not everybody had a landline phone. Now, granted, when I was growing up, almost everybody did, but not everybody did. You had to show up to people's houses and knock on the doors. Y'all remember that? Maybe some of y'all not as old as me. There was a point before cell phones and a point before we could just sit there and video chat and I could see you on video. You used to have to show up to people's door, knock on their door. Hey, just checking on you. Just want to say hi. All right, bye. Hope we find him. To the mother, she's a pretty girl. Pretty girl. R.I.P. to the mom. To that baby. That is a beautiful baby. Young Jordania, young princess. R.I.P. To the boyfriend, I pray and hope that he survives. Okay? Thank you guys so much for listening with an open mind and an open heart. Okay? Thank you. Guys, thank y'all for sending me that story. And you asked, how is my dad doing? He's doing better. They're still trying to get rid of his, I don't know if I want to be telling y'all all of that. So My dad is doing better. They're just trying to get him cleared up. They're just trying to clear him up so he can feel better. He sounds a lot better, but he still needs a few more days to kind of get himself cleared up. But much love to my dad. I don't know if he's out there listening, but if he is, he should be, because I know he ain't doing nothing but laying in the bed. So hopefully he'll be on the low listening to my channel. Daddy, I would love to hear that if you were listening to my channel. That would be awesome. All right. And my rubber bands are breaking all over the place. Y'all are watching this live. Look at that. They need to make some stronger color rubber bands. The black rubber bands don't do that. The colored ones do. And I don't know why they do that. They just make these clean breaks. You don't even have to tie them tight. They just be breaking. That's really weird. Anyway. But thank y'all for the prayers for my dad. Let me bring up the last story and then we'll wrap up, okay? I know I said I was going to do like 5 stories. We're going to keep it at 3. Let me say thank you to Jeanette with a D. Jeanette, last name with a D. I got your Cash App, so if you're listening, I want to say thank you very much. And I think that was the last one that came in. Yeah, I think that was the very last one that came in. Okay, let's go ahead and start with our last story, which is this story, which was even more complicated. And I'm going to tell y'all, I was trying to research this story, and it took me a couple of hours because I actually started to get confused because I didn't realize that this story actually involves 2 different biological fathers. 2 different children. 2 biological fathers, 2 different children, 1 mother, 2 dead children. Old rubber bands do that. No, these rubber bands are brand new out the box, straight from Walmart. I think I need to go to like the Ebony store or something, see if they got some special rubber bands or something. Even those poly bands, I've tried them all. They all suck. But I'll eventually figure it out because I like the colors in my beard. I like it. Where are we at with our thumbs up? We only need 7 more to reach 700. Jimmy D, can we get 7 more people to just click that thumbs up? That would be a huge honor right now. Just click that thumbs up, please. Let me give you guys details about this last story and then we'll wrap up. Let's see here. Sisters. Yeah, it's this one. Color rubber bands always break, but why though? That doesn't even make any sense. Maybe they should make them thicker or something. I don't know. Hello from New Zealand. Fan of the channel. Keep being a voice for the kids. Simone, if you are listening, thank you, thank you. Had to shout you out. If you're from New Zealand, I got to shout you out. If you're from outside of the United States, I got to shout y'all out. Thank you so much. So let's go ahead and finish with this story. Let me refresh our chat. Make sure it's not stuck. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, when I was looking up this story, it was very confusing because I kept trying to figure out, and I actually found 2 different GoFundMes to the story, and I was like, wait a minute. There are 2 different names, 2 different beneficiaries. Some of the pictures look similar, and I said, am I getting my stories confused? I was so confused about what was going on here, but I think what happened is you have 2 biological fathers, 2 little girls, 1 mother. So 2 men had 2 children by 1 mother. That 1 mother, based on what we've read, killed 2 children. These 2 girls. Is that not already complicated? You can see that those girls, they don't even vary that much in age. So that means that this mother had these children. She was leaving one man and then like in a year or 2, get with another man and have another baby, unprotected, no husband. Why do we continue to do that in society? I don't understand. Every day we have an opportunity not to do this, but we continue to keep bringing children into this world and not require marriage. That's just a bad choice. If you don't want to be married, then you shouldn't want to be a parent. An Arizona mother has been named as the sole suspect in her 2 daughters' murder after they were found dead in a bed in that apartment complex right there. On September the 8th, which was a few days ago, shortly before 6 p.m., Phoenix police received a 911 call from a father reporting that his 2 daughters were dead, according to Sergeant Andy Williams said during a press briefing at the scene Sunday. And I think it's 2 different fathers. I promise you, if I'm wrong about this, I'll just have to apologize now, because this is so confusing. It said it received a phone call at 911 from a father reporting that his 2 daughters were dead. So all these 2 girls, only his? It's confusing. Beautiful little girls, by the way. Upon arrival at the scene, officers found the girls' bodies in a bed and their mother with self-inflicted stab wounds to her upper body. So here we go. Another story of a mother who has the strength, a parent who has the strength to murder their children, but don't seem to have enough strength to murder themselves. Isn't that something? Can't go through with the suicide. The girls showed no obvious signs of trauma. Their cause and manner of death remains unknown. Their father was initially detained, but released after cooperating with the police. The girls have since been identified, and we'll talk about those GoFundMes here in a moment. That's one of the fathers right there. See if I can get those girls' faces up on the screen together. They've been identified as 9-year-old Aaliyah and her sister, 4-year-old Royal McIntyre. They both have the last name McIntyre. The people who I believe to be the biological fathers don't have the last name McIntyre. Neither one of them do. Anyway, he said, unfortunately, I came home to a devastating situation where my daughters were deceased and their mother critically injured. At this point, there are still more questions than answers. I know you all want to know the story as I do, according to the girl's father, Michael Coleman, who wrote on a GoFundMe. Let me see if I can bring that back up. GoFundMe, that's Michael Coleman's GoFundMe. Let me go to the next one. Let me see, Ridgeway. Oh goodness, let me just make it bigger on the screen. Give me a moment, y'all. And if you guys are watching this stream, do me a favor and please click that thumbs up. It will help share the stream and let more people know that we are live talking about this story. Let me show you something. This is the GoFundMe from Michael Coleman. He said, I moved here with my children and their mother from New Jersey for spiritual reasons. I wanted to make my daughters aware of this spiritual nature that I believe in, and I felt that Arizona had to offer, I felt Arizona had to offer, being its very spiritual state. So Michael Coleman is claiming to be I guess he's claiming to be the biological father of both of the girls. I don't know. I really don't know. But that's what he wrote on his GoFundMe page. I'm turning it to a GoFundMe in hopes of giving my innocent daughters a proper burial instead of having life insurance. But I'm sure somebody is going to say, well, they wasn't planning on these babies dying. I don't understand. I don't understand why people say stupid crap like that. You weren't planning on the children dying, but doesn't everybody in life die? Huh? Or am I wrong? Everybody dies. Bible people always say, you don't know the day, you don't know the hour that God is going to call you home. So why would you not be prepared for the inevitable? It is inevitable. Turning to GoFundMe to give my daughters a proper burial, which is what life insurance would have provided, but I digress. I swallow my pride and leave myself with the common man in asking for help. At this point, I'm unsure of what to do or how to proceed. I know my situation has been publicly announced. I thank everyone for their compassion and interest as I continue to strive and get all the answers, even for myself at this point. Thank you for your consideration, prayers, and well wishes. God bless you all. I gotta say, that's actually written really well, because y'all know that's one of my bigger complaints, that they usually write a bullcrap GoFundMe page. Here is another GoFundMe page, and it says, my name is Monica Ridgway. Unfortunately, my family received the horrible news yesterday that my niece, Aaliyah, age 9, like this story, and her little sister, age 4, like this story, were tragically taken. She's also asking for $8,000 in GoFundMe. Do y'all see what I'm saying? That's GoFundMe number 1. That's GoFundMe number 2. You can even see down here where it says Michael Coleman, the biological or the father, claiming to be the father, is the organizer. Then you come over here to this GoFundMe, and it says that Monica Ridgway is the organizing fundraiser. Two different people, two different GoFundMes, $16,000 worth of money that they're asking for. It's just, I don't know. Anyway, the girl's mother, who has not been identified, remains in the hospital in stable condition. She is currently the sole suspect in her daughter's death. Here's my problem, and this is why I hate the media, and this is why I hate when police do this. When it's a man, he's only accused of a crime. They put his face all the way out there. They put his first name, middle name, the last school that he attended, where he last went to college, the grocery store that he went to before he went home, before he committed these heinous acts, his next of kin. Come on, somebody help me out. Please tell me, why can't we know the identity when you're saying that she's the sole fucking suspect? No face, no name, no age, and why? Is there a reason why? Do they have to notify these children's father or next of kin? Oh, that's right. They don't have to. The fathers already know. They already put up 2 fucking GoFundMes. Oh. So clearly they're raising thousands of dollars. Everybody already knows that these beautiful young princesses are deceased. Everybody at this point already knows that the mother is the sole suspect. Everybody also knows that they've already investigated the biological father. Why can't we find out what these girls' mother's name and face and age is? Aaliyah McIntyre and Royal McIntyre. So since she didn't name these kids after Coleman, then I'm going to assume that McIntyre is her last name. I'm going to assume that she's probably in her mid-20s, maybe later 20s. I can't even assume her skin color based on the kids. Because one kid is rather light skin and one kid is rather chocolate skin. So I really don't know. But if you guys do have her information, if you do know who she is, you can definitely share it with me, because DJ Just Jay is definitely going to put that information out there, which is probably why they didn't want me to get that information, because I'm going to put it out there, because I'm going to hold people accountable. So we got a lot of people here at the AFC. We got a lot of people that might be familiar with this story. So if you guys do, feel free to hit me up and let me know. My email address is theafcmatters@gmail.com. And I also want you guys to know that in most states, if not all states, when children are the victims of homicides, murders, and crimes, the state will usually pay for the burial cost. Give you guys the fair usage. Let's get it. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use. It is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107. Oh, by the way, make sure you guys click that thumbs up. You're doing an amazing job already. But if you do, it'll help share this story and let more people know that we're talking about this and trying to figure out this story, piece the puzzle together, and figure out how we can prevent this thing from happening again. The only way we can do that is if we know what happened.
I complimented her hair. I said, I love your hair. It was purple. Her favorite color is purple, she told me. And so she was just very, very genuine, very friendly, very kind, very soft spoken.
It really is such a heartbreaking story tonight at 8 o'clock. And tonight, friends and family, they gathered today at a candlelight vigil in honor of those two little girls who were found dead inside of their North Phoenix home. Their deaths sunned that neighborhood, and people have been coming to pay their respects and to leave mementos for the last 2 days. Here's our Monica Garcia.
God, continue to wrap your arms around them.
A somber day for two little lives taken away too soon. 9-year-old Aaliyah and her younger sister, 4-year-old Royal McIntyre. Their father, Michael Coleman, visibly emotional, alongside the family's pastor during a candlelight vigil held for the two girls Friday evening. The family sharing this picture with Arizona's family, taken just months before their deaths. Police believe the girls' mother killed them.
Very heartbreaking. I had a very close day yesterday with my little ones, just holding them. It's a very sad day.
Jasmine Reyes' daughter, Zariah, was a classmate of Aaliyah's. They attended Sunny Slope School in the Washington Elementary School District.
It was at recess. We went to go play, and we have this little group, and we used to chat.
Dozens of people, including Aaliyah's teachers, classmates, and their parents, came out to pay their respects. Aaliyah's teacher tells me her favorite color was purple, so they did everything they could to incorporate that color in her vigil, from the purple balloons to the purple flowers to the purple handwritten note. Family members say the girl's mother is currently in the hospital and is stable. Meanwhile, Phoenix police say they are still investigating a possible motive.
We miss her so much, and she's in a better place now.
In Phoenix, Monica Garcia, Arizona's family.
The community in mourning following the tragic death of two young girls.
They were found dead this week in their North Phoenix apartment complex. Their mother remains in the hospital tonight with what police call self-inflicted stab wounds.
Fox 10's Irene Snyder was at tonight's candlelight vigil. She joins us live with more. Irene.
Well, Brian and Christina, good evening. Plenty of people in the community came out tonight to honor the memories of those two little girls who died earlier this week. You can take a look at this. It's pretty big, pretty large size memorial out here in Phoenix. There's flowers. There's plenty of candles out here. Stuffed animals, balloons. We're told the one girl's favorite color was purple. They have plenty of purple colors out here. And also the messages. A lot of these messages were actually written from one of the girls' classmates. And basically the message that they have in pretty much all of them is that they want them to know that they are loved. A community is in mourning.
I'm glad they tied the balloons to that fence rather than releasing them into the atmosphere and trashing our community. So I'm glad to see that.
Following the tragic deaths of these two little girls.
I don't understand how someone can do that.
The girls were found dead on Wednesday. Their dad was the one who made the 911 call. Police say the girls had no visible signs of trauma. Their mother was hospitalized with several injuries, including a laceration to the upper body. The girls, police say, were just 4 and 9 years old.
Because when kids get hurt, they ask for their mom. And as a mother, I couldn't fathom ever hurting my child.
Many of the people at this vigil tonight
children, classmates of the girls who died.
It's just me. It's like heartbreaking for me because nothing like that ever happened in our school.
How did that make you feel?
Sad and upset.
These children spent the evening writing messages for their friends, letting them know that they will always be loved and they will never be forgotten.
That we love her so much, no matter what.
And I want y'all to remember that these are school-age kids. They just went back to school. And they've already lost classmates, man, at the beginning of school. I'm sure that's probably, those kids probably are going to need some counselors. That's probably really sad.
And now to our big story, the deaths of two sisters, 9-year-old Aaliyah and 4-year-old Royal McIntyre. Phoenix police say their mother, who was hospitalized with self-inflicted stab wounds, who they haven't officially identified to us just yet, is the main suspect in their deaths. But tonight we're hearing from the biological father of Aaliyah, who lives in New Jersey and has been in a custody battle over Aaliyah and now wants justice for his little girl. Team 12's Josh Sanders has the details.
He's actually not even in the place to talk.
Tanisha Jones' partner, Kevin Maddox, is still trying to process the horrifying news no parent ever wants to hear: the death of his 9-year-old daughter, Aaliyah.
Friday morning, he got a call while he was at work, letting him know, that Aaliyah was deceased. I'm at work and he gave me the call and he's like, she killed my baby, she killed my baby.
Anybody who's involved in this scene right now, it's heartbreaking to walk into that or to hear about it.
Aaliyah and her 4-year-old stepsister, Royal, found dead inside their Phoenix apartment near 12th Street and Mountain View last Wednesday. Phoenix police believe the girl's mother may have been responsible for their deaths.
We're all grieving and mourning the loss of an innocent child that did not have to die.
Tanisha says Kevin was in a custody battle for Aaliyah, wanting her to live with them in New Jersey.
They were very close and he loved his daughter, so I want the world to know that. I don't want it to look like he did not care, he wasn't present, because he was very present and he fought for her for many, many years.
Now the family is trying to bring Aaliyah home.
He wants to bury her where her family is, where we can all get together, and just know that her body is here in New Jersey where she should have been.
And Kevin Maddox's family has launched a GoFundMe account. They say the money will go towards bringing Aaliyah back home to New Jersey and for her funeral arrangements. We have that information on our website at 12news.com. We're in Phoenix, Josh Sanders, 12 News.
We start this afternoon with a really hard story to tell. It's heartbreaking. It's out of North Phoenix, where police continue to investigate the death of two young children found dead in their apartment last night.
Police now say they believe their mother is involved in their deaths.
Team 12's Colleen Sikora is live outside the apartment complex where the children's bodies were found. And Colleen, how is the community handling this?
Understandably, they're heartbroken and confused as to how and why these 4-year-old and 9-year-old girls lost their lives.
On the outside, it's small spaces.
All I care about is that the kids have something.
Terry Potter dedicates for two girls now dead.
They're angels. They're angels now.
Inside, Phoenix police investigate as they say the 4- and 9-year-old girls were found dead, saying their father called 911 Wednesday evening.
The fact that it's young children makes it even more heartbreaking.
Phoenix police say the girl's mother was found in a bedroom of the apartment with what police believe are self-inflicted wounds. She's expected to survive, as police now say she's suspected of killing the girls.
Go to school with the kids. It's heartbreaking. It really is.
Deisha Joseph says the 9-year-old goes to Sunny Slope School with her son. She remembers the first day of school, seeing the mom come to drop off her daughter at the bus with her 4-year-old in tow.
The first day of school, the little girl had her backpack. She wasn't even going to school. But the mom wanted her to make her feel special and important too, so she had her backpack on, taking her big sister to school.
Neighbor Tanisha Berry says she would see the kids playing on the balcony too.
They were happy and they looked like they was always dressed like they were going to church.
Holding space outside, waiting for what investigators find.
My prayers go out to the whole family. It's sad.
No arrests have been made in the case. Police say it's not clear how or why these little girls were killed and say they'll be working with the medical examiner to determine that. We're live in North Phoenix. Colleen Sikora, 12 News. So awful, Colleen. Thank you.
Let me go ahead and give you guys my closing thoughts about this story. Why the mother did this is beyond me. I don't understand it, but it was very selfish. And when you have willing fathers there, I don't understand why you would rob the fathers of their opportunity to be fathers, to be men, and then rob these little girls, these beautiful, precious little girls that could grow up and become something great. I don't understand why they would do that to them. I don't understand. And you hear from what everybody said, that these girls seemed like they were very happy. They were joyous little girls. But why would this happen? And you just don't understand. We don't have a whole lot of answers pertaining to those GoFundMes. It is what it is. If people are going to continue to just donate into the GoFundMes, then it is what it is. I just will continue to voice my opinion and tell people that the responsible thing to do is, when you have children, you should have life insurance. If you cannot afford something as simple and cheap as life insurance, then why are we making children that we cannot afford to take care of? That's such a small expense to take care of something that is inevitably going to happen to all of us. So I just want to say that again as a reminder to these beautiful young girls, young princesses. R.I.P. Thank you guys so much for listening to the story with an open mind and an open heart. And from my heart to yours, I love you all. Thank y'all for listening. You have a great day, okay? Have a good night. Peace. All right, guys, I'd like to thank y'all so much. I appreciate it. And yes, I think they said that they were in a custody battle. It just doesn't make sense, man. It almost actually sounds kind of like the Anaya Day Garrett story, does it not? That sounds exactly like the Anaya Day Garrett story, where the father was going for custody and Sierra Day and Deontay Lewis killed that baby before they were able to hand over custody to the dad. Just absolutely insane, man. But thank you guys so much. Have a great day. Have a great night. Thank you all to those who were able to donate. And matter of fact, let me say this real quick. We had 2 people donate to... I have a account that I do have access to, but if you guys are going to donate, please only use the links that are in the description box. Some people are literally going into Cash App and trying to type my name in and trying to find it. You could end up typing the wrong thing in there. I've noticed people sometimes will say, I donated, Jay. Did you get it? No, I didn't see it, because you might have sent it to the wrong place. The links are in the description box. Please do not forget that. So to Patricia with a G, Patricia, if you're still in the chat, Patricia with a G, if you're listening, I do see the email. I'll have to try to somehow get a hold of it. But thank you. And also to Trina with a G. Trina with a G. I got yours. But whenever you guys do that, you only have to click the link. You don't even have to type it in. Just click the link in the description box and it'll take you directly to me and the account that I'm utilizing at that point, okay? Thank you guys so much. Y'all have a blessed night. Have a blessed day. See y'all on the next stream. Peace.
Nora's Authentic Designer has some of the most...
Real quick. Oh, I almost forgot to say. I'm actually going to show y'all Kurt Dog's new music video. So if y'all want to see that, hang around right after these commercials play. And I have a new music video that I'm going to show you guys. Brand new from Kurt Dog.
Nora's Authentic Designer has some of the most glamorous and stylish handbags your girl has ever seen. So ladies, if you want to get fly, and fellas, if you want to take care of your lady, please be sure to go to www.noras915.com. www.norris915.com. That's right, www.norris915.com.
Hello, listeners. Come mask up with Keyline Designs, where you reap what we sow. We offer essential handcrafted face masks made with 100% cotton, equipped with a built-in filter and a slot for refillable filters. Our masks have many uses like riding motorcycles, ATVs, while out in public places, outside exercising, lawn and gardening, and helps prevent the spread of germs. We offer bling, sports logos, monograms, many assorted fabrics and colors. We make child-size masks starting at the age of 2. Come join us today for the launch of our new website at keylinedesigns.com. Please be sure to like and follow our page on Facebook. Our links can be found in the description box of this video. Thank you.
Check out this wonderful organization that I'm proud to be a part of. It's called Bags for Kids, BAGS4KIDS.org. And check out their website. They really help a lot of kids in foster care, giving them a permanent piece of luggage and also a lot of items that they might need so that they feel that they belong, which they do. So go to the website, bags4kids.org. So go for it. It's a great place and they're doing great work.
Exclusive new products that you will only see on my website at www.sayitwithchess.com. These products are made special by my mother, Keyline Designs. The hoodie blankie, the face mask, as well as the 4-in-1 African head wrap. Now the way it works, it is a reversible bonnet. It has a headband that you can wear alone. It has a matching face mask as well. Please be sure to go over to our website and check out these nice new products that you will not find anywhere else.